So guys, we are in the engines building where some of the piston engines and gas turbine jet engines are presented. Here you can see very rare stuff, the stuff that you are not able to find in other museums. Very interesting collection. But what I like here is this Antonov 8. Antonov 8 is absolutely fantastic, and we are going to start this thing up. So this airplane was made 40 years ago, my friends, 40 years ago, where there was no any accessories, no any stuff that you can buy now to build the model. And all these are titles for the guy who made it, and this is the guy, Babichev Alexander. Unfortunately he passed away, but the model is still alive here. This model still works. Flaps, you see, the engines are working, the flaps are working, landing gear, everything like in a real airplane. That is what makes this model unique. The engines from this airplane and not only custom built. And here we have the picture of Oleg Antonov, the great designer of Antonov Design Bureau. With this model, you see, this is the live model. This is it, Antonov 8. Here we have it on a picture with Oleg Antonov, and this is the toy. Here it is. This is size comparison. And on the top here you may see many other models, but they are not so unique as this one that I showed you. Pam pam. Here, my friends, is the Wright brothers replica engine, the same engine they use for their aircraft for the first flight. And you may see, I don't know how this thing works, but somehow it works. It looks like a table more than the engine. Have some maybe generator or magneto here, but it's not the real one, it's just a replica, but it looks very detailed. I think this is the starter. No, and here we have the chain drive. I didn't know they used the chain drive, maybe for crankshaft or something. Here's quite old radial engine, Lee Chrome 9C. Oh, I see, this engine rotates with the propeller. The pistons are rotating. Very old technology. Do not touch. Okay, I would not touch. 92 horsepower. I think it's quite powerful. M17. Very interesting. 930s to 939. As you can see, some part of propeller, wooden made. I don't know when it was installed. Oh, here, NT7 TB3, so it's the Soviet-made engine for bombers. Here's IE-14, it's more modern engine, and I was flying Vilga 35, and this engine was installed on Vilga 35, so I'm quite familiar with it because I was a technician on Vilga, was part of maintenance personnel or something. 5-cylinder engine, M11, used on Po-2 Yakolev 12. It's also a nice engine. Very old, however. One more radial engine, very big, and it is used in Antonov 2 airplane. The engine is the copy, little bit rebuilt copy of Wright Cyclone engines, originally from 1930s, but it's installed on the later version of Antonov. And it's quite a reliable engine, 1000 horsepower, quite powerful. This is the engine for auxiliary power unit that was used in the Tupolev 154, 222, so widely used in Ilyushin everywhere. So widely used auxiliary power unit with centrifugal compressor. I would say it's very small. So my hand is here, so I think it's very small engine and very capable. RD9 for MiG-19, Yakovlev 25, Yakovlev 27. So this is the jet engine. As you can see, no bypass ratio at all, just straight compressor, straight turbine. I think it's the oil tank over here, and exhaust from this part. P35-300 for MiG-23. Again, the intake core, I think there are two cores now, the cannular type of combustion chamber and the afterburner tubes for fuel supply to the afterburner, and then the fuel burns here to increase the thrust of the engine.
Pam pam.
For Kamov 25 helicopter engine, and Mi-8 also helicopter engine. TB2 for Mi-8 modified engine that can produce 1500 horsepower. IL-7F for Su-7 128. Very interesting. Well, Tupolev 128 is a very rare airplane, my friends, and these engines were installed there. Very interesting to see these holes on the front. Here also some of the engines, and they're cut, as you may see, so you can see the insides. Here's the turbine section, these turbine blades, combustion chamber, cannular type, as you can see some of the cans here. What else? The compressor, and for blades here, it's okay to have this free movement. It's fine, because with the centrifugal force they may find it their own place. Again, one more engine cut. D30 using Tupolev 134, Tupolev 154, Ilyushin, very popular engines. E24 engine that's installed on this airplane, Antonov 24, Turboprop engine, very capable, and I would say very complicated. If you compare this engine with the Pratt & Whitney that is used in ATR, I would say this engine is much more complicated. But they fly, and I used to fly the aircraft equipped with these engines. And this, my friends, is also very interesting engine. Walter Menor 6-3, I think, installed on LED 200 Morava Aero A45. And what's interesting, because as you see, we have pistons here, the camshaft, the crankshaft, sorry, and the piston looks downside. It's the cylinder head, cylinder itself, and the piston. Very interesting. The valves are also there, so it's like upside down if you compare it with the car engine.
Pam pam.
And here is a memorial of our strategic aviation, strategic military aviation, strategic bombers that were terminated and totally destroyed because our American friends told us to do after the Soviet Union collapse. We have lots of strategic bombers like Tupolev 160, Tupolev 22, Tupolev 95, and all of them mostly were destroyed. Well, you can see some of the pictures here. They were just cut in parts, recycled, and totally destroyed. Some of them were sold or just passed to Russia, but most of them just destroyed. That's very pity because I like those airplanes. I'm not a politician, my friends, but I just don't like that someone cuts the airplanes. Here are the flight simulators, so you can fly, you can try yourself. Have the cockpit, control stick, and everything. This is standard simulators.
Pam pam.